Hi guys, welcome back to second video on the KA Grand Prix. If you remember it, last one we just did a walk round and potential damage that we found, and obviously the main part being this. Still haven't found the locking wheel nut yet, so hopefully I'll be able to give an update further on in episode on this. Got a wing, I'll show you that in a minute. But obviously what we're going to be doing on this until said locking wheel nut is found, we're going to attempt to take the front bumper off and this wing and potentially swap it over if it's not that hard with the wheel still being on. Ideally the wheel should be off, but we don't have that option, so we'll see how we go. And but yeah, get this bumper off and see how we go. Absolutely Baltic night. I'm gonna do service on KA. We've spun it up, got it to temperature, stuck some flush in it. Where are you about at, Dave?
New oil filters on. I'm just going to put the bung back in this sump.
So oil filters on, new one. Sump plug's about to go in. We can put some oil in, and then I'm assuming you're going to tack up top bit, do spark plugs and air filter.
That is correct, sir.
There you go. If we're not frozen, we might have a look at taking this bumper off. Dave's out here doing this at the minute. I'm trying to search for locking wheel nut we've lost and I can't find it. So we're gonna have a little bit of a little bit of fun trying to get that off. Especially it's one of them locking wheel nuts that's got a collar on it. So the actual tools we've got to take them off won't work on it. So yeah. All in all, apart from freezing his Balearics off, it's going all right. Guys, just a quick one. This is the wing that Dave picked up. Not in too bad condition. There's no dents in it, at least. Just needs a good clean. The other thing we found is this little bit here, which we'll obviously try and buff out, but might just have to live with that. As regards to colour, it's going to be, as you can see out here, it's pitch black, so we ain't going to know that until we get daylight. So yeah, looks a decent wing. Carport Auto's top tip. Taking stuff off, everybody has their own different methods. This is mine. Take your bolts off. If you know you're not going to be putting them straight back on, and if you can't put them back in place where you took them out of, get yourself some of these zipper bags. Permanent marker, right on front, what they are, where they're from, and you're good to go every single time. You can get them from anywhere. Just a pack of zip bags. I always keep a couple of boxes in, just to be on the safe side. So yeah. Hi guys, just a quick update on the locking wheel nut situation. I've had all this out, been through all cars, we cannot find it anywhere. No idea what is happening, but when we got the car, we obviously got this packing. This is obviously where we originally found it, and in there, instead of just looking straight at this and worrying about it, thinking we're going to have to beat it off and everything, we found this piece of paper, and my thumb's covering the actual key lock, but there's a website I can go to, and the number that the thumb is covering, if I quote that on there, I can send a replacement locking wheel nut out. So that's what I've done. Gone to that website, found that they still got these Evo 5s, put the number in, and I've ordered one. 20 quid. Saves potentially killing alloys and locking wheel nuts. So, bonus. Downside is, just got to wait for it now. And we're in a postal strike. Can't win. Right, quick cut in. It's about to take bumper off. So, taking these bumpers off, it is obviously similar to Fiat 500. You've got 4 bolts at the top. Obviously you can see that we've taken them off. Now you would normally have bolts on inner wing this side to do, but obviously that one's broke. But obviously we've got them to do on this side, which I think they are up there. There's a bolt up there. Can't remember if it's 1 or 2. But then as you come underneath, let's see if I can get it. There is 3 bolt holes here, and then everybody thinks that's it, but then in this corner here on either side there's a Phillips screw that you need to take out as well. Otherwise you'll be trying to pull it off and you can't because it's attached to a wheel arch liner. So that's that. We're just about to take the one inner arch out, and then that'll be that come off. Something we didn't notice beforehand, but as you can clearly see there, that tab is broken. But like the $6 million man, we have the technology to rebuild that. So rather than buying a repair kit, we'll plastic weld that back together. So we'll take that apart and then see where we sit. Right, as you can see, front end's off. We took headlights off, well that one anyway because it needs repairing, but we took that one off as well. As to damage on this side, as you can see, this should be whole because that's where the bolt goes through and holds it into place. And then these here, they're a little bit misshapen, but what we'll do is pretty much what we did with your Audi. Get a piece of something flat, heat it up and then clamp it to it, and then that'll straighten it out. What?
That bracket's slightly bent as well.
Oh yeah, that bracket is bent as well because obviously the wing's gone in, so a little bit of manipulation to bring that back out, which because the other side hasn't moved, we've got a reference point to put that back on, yeah. And the new wing has come with a bracket that's intact anyway, so we're all good on that respect. I don't think there's any damage to anywhere else on front of the car, is there? Having looked at it, crash bar looks like it's intact. Lower crash bar looks okay. Yeah, so it looks like we've been quite lucky. Very minimal. So yeah, some surgery. Let's take it to operating theatre where it's warm. Right guys, like I say, we're gonna, rather than getting a tab, we're gonna attempt to repair this. So all I've done so far, I've just put some super glue on it just to hold it in place, to make it easier for when I use my plastic welder. And I'm gonna go for this one, and obviously that'll sit in there, pretty much like if you saw the Fiesta video where I repaired the bumper, pretty similar to that. I'm gonna put a few in, and then we'll coat it with some plastic repair stuff we've got here. Put that over the top of it just to give it an additional bonding, and then obviously we'll do the same for this part, which goes on the underneath. Just to show you, it's in place. Plastic weld it on the other side, and then used the welder to fuse the plastic together, and then on top of it, with a bit of extra, we'll put some of that plastic repair on it as well, and then the same for down here, which is all back in position. So like I say, you can buy tab repair kits for these, but when it were a clean break like that, just saved yourself some money and some time in doing it, waiting for tabs to come through. So yeah, all good. Right, we're going to do this bit on KA bumper now. We're going to heat it up, then we're going to put that bit on underneath, then we're going to put this across the top and then clamp it into position, pretty much like we did with Audi A3 bumper, weren't it?
It was.
And hopefully these that have become misshapen should come back into alignment. So we're going to use heat gun, heat it up a bit, get it very pliable, and then see how it goes. Right, just a quick thing. We've just done first pass on this one. Like Dave says, it still looks bent because obviously this crease, but if you look now, it's actually quite straight. So what we've just done seems to have worked. So what we'll do is we'll go onto this one. Now this one is a little bit torn, so we might have to address that afterwards, but yeah, we'll do the same thing, and then yeah, see if we can repair this somehow. So we'll just show you what we did. Obviously we got heat gun, and then we just kept heating it up. And basically just once it gets so it's a little bit pliable with the heat, put these two in position, leave that, and then just leave it on there until it goes cold, and then hopefully that one should have worked. See you in a bit. Right, and there you go. As you can see, we did say that one is split, so we're going to have to repair that, but yeah, on the whole, quite happy with that. So we just got this, which what we were thinking is we're going to bond some plastic underneath here, so it'll give us this bit that we're missing, and then we'll re-drill this bit, so when we put the bolt in, it holds it in position. So we'll see how that one goes. Right guys, locking wheel nut, well, the replacement locking wheel nut is received. So we've managed to get wheel off. We're having a bit of a mare on this one. We forgot the tool to take that off. So, but what we thought we'd do is we'd take it off and just have a quick look. And as you can see, let me point that one out here. We've got outer tie rod here, which that bend in it, that's natural, that's how it comes, but where it joins onto inner tie rod, you can quite clearly see there's a very large kink in that. So we have got the parts to replace that, it's not the tool doing it. So looking at these, what we think we're probably going to do as well is replace drop links.
Shock absorbers and drop links.
So we're going to replace this, because if you look at the state of them shells, zoom out a bit, look at state of them shell, and bearing in mind this car hasn't got an MOT, he's going to take one look at them and say you need new shocks. So we're going to look for some shocks, get some drop links, get them ordered, and then start replacing. I don't think, what do you reckon on bottom wishbone?
It doesn't look bent to me.
I think what we'll do, should we take some measurements?
Yes, let's take some measurements of
We're
the
going
other one.
to take some measurements at one on the other side, because that one's not, and see if this one matches up. If it does, we know we're alright, but if it doesn't, we'll probably have to order a bottom arm as well. But we'll check that out. As for discs and pads, well, there's quite a bit of meat on them pads, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
And the discs, they just want cleaning up, I think. So we should be alright on that. It's just all the other bits. So while we're here, we'll whip wheel arch liner off, because obviously we need to get bolts to take this wing off. So we'll do that. Catch you in a bit. Right guys, just one job for us to do tonight. We're just going to attempt to take this wing off. What you don't know is this bit here literally just pulls off. So you've got a bolt behind here, there's a bolt here, there's a bolt on the inside of the door just down there, and then I believe there's 2 bolts on the inside, and then the wing will come off. If you can remember from last time, the only bit we've got to do is to straighten this bit up once the wing's off, but we'll get a better representation of what that is when we get the new wing on. But it's just these 2 bolts here as well that need to come out, because obviously wing attaches to that there. So yeah, we'll crack on and see how we get on. Right guys, wing is off, and in the same style of the Fit 500, it is kicked in all this sealer that comes from factory all the way down to here. So what we've done is we've managed to get wing off, bent it a little bit, but it will bugger anyway. So, and then what we've done is we've just cleaned up where the wing came from. We haven't got all the stuff off because it's not where the wing sticks to, but we'll get some when we put it back on, put it into place when we offer it up and see how it fits. But next thing we've got to do is going to be all this. So inner and out tie rods, we've got both sides, and we've got drop links, and we've also got suspension, because they're going to want to look at them on MOT and just say no. So I mean, discs will clean up, there's plenty of meat left on pads, so we'll do that in the next video. So we're going to leave it here. We're going to keep the wing off while we do all bits in here, because it's easier access. So yeah, if you like these videos, please do consider subscribing. Hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment if you feel you need to, and we'll see you next one.